Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Dingo Mango Experience. And yes, I'm actually doing a commentary after the fact, and it's unfortunate because this is the end of the season and it's probably one of the best episodes that I've ever done. Like, I was actually screaming at certain points, but for some reason my Scarlett 2i2 first generation, which is very old, the audio interface I use, the drivers just sometimes get messed up, so I had just static the entire time and I didn't even realize it. So unfortunately I can't use the audio, but hopefully this commentary after the fact will still contain some of the excitement and some of the good stuff that you saw, that you would have seen if I had done it normally. But anyway, we're finishing the season. You can see I'm going to start with a game against Cardiff, second in the league, and we need to keep that 3-point distance. And we start off, Dingo Mango going forward, finding Elliot List. We still don't have Antoine Semenyo. He broke his collarbone. He's out for 2 months, but he still will play a factor, as you'll see later in the season. Right here, I thought that it was completely out, and so I just kind of stopped playing, but turns out it wasn't out. And Cardiff City, this is a very difficult game, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad because, last episode I beat Manchester City 5-0. Going on here, just a corner. We got a good corner, but they sometimes just save it. And, bursting forward in the 30th minute. They're going forward. Mendes Lang, he was a presence. Very fast, very strong at halftime. It's 1-1. And I was a little concerned. Also, there's a quick shot there, but my team was pretty tired. Maybe that's why we did a stupid move like that with Jamal Blackman coming out. Luckily, it didn't lead to anything. We are close to the end of the match here, 82nd minute, and they're going forward because they need to get in the top 6. They need this win, and I thought I messed it up right there. I really did. I was afraid I was going to take it too far forward with Ruben Vinagre. Luckily, I didn't, and then luckily he had enough shot power to find upper bins away from Neil Etheridge, former Premier League goalkeeper, former Premier League side, but still, we're doing well. And that's how this one ends. Or is it? Because the drama never ends when you really think about it. 86 minutes, so just a few moments off. And I brought in Antonsen to just shore up the defense, and it didn't work because he immediately gave the ball away. Billy Gilmore, who, he's been wanting to leave the club. I don't know why. He hasn't been getting game time, even though I've been starting in most games. That kind of cost us because going into the 94th minute in extra time, there wasn't enough time for us. It finishes 2-2, which isn't the worst overall performance, but it's not the best. Here we simulate a game against QPR, who were about mid-table, and we win 2-1. Dingo and List scoring for us. It's hard because we're putting so much pressure on Elliot List. And then came up against this huge match with Burnley. Burnley topped the league. We are second, about 6 or 9 points behind. I don't remember exactly, but Burnley is not fast. You may have seen Heung-min Son's goal in real life, and that was the issue. Cardenas, who I honestly didn't even realize I was playing. Cardenas starts us off on a counterattack, 1-0. This guy, he's going to be good moving forward. And then just another counterattack. This time it's Elliot List, and I did the same thing. I have a tendency to just not really know when to stop. I usually go forward too far, and then I end up giving it right to the keeper. But we did well here, and then of course, Lucas Alario, he's top goal scorer in the league, and he just keeps dominating. He scored against us in the first match, the one that ended 3-3. But here it is again, Elliot List, and you can see up top Ruben Vinagre. Everyone sees it. Nick Pope sees it. That's the issue. Nick Pope's all 6'7" of them saves it, and then we can't follow up. Dwight McNeil, who's just a nuisance. And speaking of nuisances, Lucas Alario, he gets on the end of everything, makes it 2-2. And at this point, I'm thinking this is just going to be a repeat performance of that first match against Burnley, who are so difficult. It's weird that you play against someone like Manchester City, and it's not that bad. You play against someone like Burnley, and the matchup just doesn't favor you. But we are pushing forward, and we're pushing forward with a Mango, who just look at that incredible twinkle toes feet. Action. Sometimes in late game situations, I don't always trust him, because you can't always trust him. His composure might be a little bit low. But this time, I do trust him, and he gets us the game winner. It finishes 3-2 in favor of us, and that does cut the gap. But more importantly, it means that we are away from Sheffield United. And now we have a semifinal against Arsenal. You can see Arsenal are good, and we are also good. We're back in the semifinal. We're back at Wembley, and I don't know if you'll see it here, but yeah, you see their team. They have Jesus Navas, they have Lucas Torreira, they have Muller, they have Fraser, Alex Telles. It's a very strange team with some familiar faces, but yeah, this was one of those games that I was thinking, I just came off that win against Manchester City 5-0. I keep going back to it at the Etihad, but yeah, that's not going to help us here. We go down 1-0. About 14 minutes in, Ryan Fraser, all 5'2" of him, causes a thorn in our backside. But we push forward as we always do, and it's Billy Gilmore, but he hits it a little bit wide. That's the issue with Billy Gilmore. I've been training so much on the fact that he's so weak and stamina is so low, but I don't have the high finishing. And sometimes he doesn't finish, but sometimes he does. Sometimes he finishes just like that. Billy Gilmore makes it 1-1. I really don't want him to leave because his passing, the things that he provides, they're hard to find. It's something Antonsen, something Teo don't provide. They're more physical specimens. But we got to do whatever we can to try to keep him here. Towards the end of the half, Billy Gilmore again. I thought it was a penalty. He has good dribbling, but it leads to nothing. Now, second half, look at this move. I mean, it happened lightning quick. That's how we score sometimes. It's either counterattack, or just quick ticky-taka play, back heels galore. Elliot List, he's not really Premier League quality. He might not even be championship quality, but he's good enough for me. He's got the pace. Look at Dingo. Speaking of pace, just centers it to Billy Gilmore, who really, speaking of finishing earlier on, he should finish that, but possibly because he was tired, had to take him off for Antonsen at that point. And yeah, we're pushing forward to get that goal, but really we should be a little bit more defensive. Speaking of back heels, there we go, another back heel, and it's the man who should be the captain. He will be the captain eventually. It's Duncan Watmore. He makes it 3-1 in the 76th minute, and really, at that point, that's all she wrote. Game's pretty much over. Finishes 3-1 in favor of the Sunderland Black Cats. Don't you love to see it, boys? All right. Look at the possession stats. Man, the match was Duncan Watmore. He was just so good. 2 assists. He's the assist king, even going back to the first season. Here we simulate a game against Wigan, who also lower table. I was simulating some of these games because they didn't really matter too much. We finished 3-1 again. Gilmore, Dingo Mango, and then Liam Green. Sometimes Liam Green just gets goals off of corners. That's the only thing I can think of. Sheffield Wednesday, another game that I simulate because they're kind of just lower league. 3-1, finishes again. Haven't we seen that before? I don't think I'm going to be able to simulate games moving forward in whatever league we're in next time because, yeah, it's going to be too difficult. You can see here, this is the final game of the season. We are 3 points back of Burnley, and then we're 3 points ahead of Sheffield United. But the main thing is the goal difference. We're 7 goals behind Burnley, so unlikely that we're going to get top, but we're like 33 goals in front of Sheffield United. So unless we just absolutely tank, it's fine. And you can see right there, that was a man who's back. It's a man who's Antoine Semenyo. I forgot. I was going to call him Dingo Semenyo, but it's actually Anton. He's back. I thought he was out for the season. He broke his collarbone, but he is fully fit. And so I thought before just throwing him into the final against Liverpool, let's get him some game action. And you know what? He obliged, and he said, I will take any game action you give me, and I will do whatever I want with it. Also, looking at that replay right there, he was offside. I mean, I don't know if offside just doesn't always register in this game when it's the CPU. I swear he's offside. But you know who's not offside? You know who is in our hearts? It's Antoine Semenyo. He's just a poacher. I don't even know what makes him so good in this game. Everything he does is just excellent. This is still the first half, by the way. It is Blackburn Rovers, and I think they might get relegated. I don't remember where they were in the table. But still, 4 goals off a 2-month injury, no game time. He was fully fit, which is nice, but he's dominated. 76-minute Cardenas, he's getting better and better each and every week, each and every training session. He's going to be a tank, and I don't know if we have enough options up top. Like, there are not enough spots up top for all the options, I guess. Antoine Semenyo, he just doesn't understand when to stop. They're already dead at this point, but we just keep going, and he makes it 5 in his return. He was going to be top goal scorer. He was going to play player of the year, but because of that injury, it really derailed everything. What it didn't derail is the fact that we're going up. It actually finishes that Burnley wins, so it doesn't even matter about goal difference, and then we win, so it doesn't matter about the Sheffield United result. But going up was the main thing. We finished second, and that means 170 million. How many dollars? How many dollars do we get? We don't finish as top goal scorer like I was kind of hoping after that 5-goal performance, but we do get top assist man. That goes to Dingo Mango. We played pretty well, and I mean, it's hard because a whole season you get tired and you stop really focusing. But it comes down to this: the final game of the season, the final game of the episode, and it's a rematch of last year's FA Cup final against Liverpool. And you know it's going to be a tough one because I try so hard, and I should be winning most of these games, even if it's against upper competition. But Liverpool, for whatever reason, they're just something different, and it changes. Here, let me note this: I made Duncan Watmore my captain for this game specifically because I wanted to win, and I wanted to see Duncan Watmore lifting that trophy. You can see the team they have there. The main difference is Luka Modric. They also don't have Alexander-Arnold, which is huge because Alexander-Arnold is just a cross machine, and I hate it. We were actually pressing them earlier on, and if you remember last year's game, Allison bailed them out over and over and over again. And with that early chance, I thought, oh no, he's just going to do it again. But we go forward. It's Dingo. Dingo took this game over at certain points. He finds Antoine Semenyo, who is back in the goals. That's 6 goals in 2 games. Not even 2 games. Like 1.25 games. And Antoine Semenyo is sliding in our DMs. And you know what? You know you're open to it. You know it. Everyone is open to it. We push forward. Ruben Vinagre playing as that left wing. He's been a revelation for us. Declan John just didn't have the pace, and it's easy. It's easy peasy. Antoine Semenyo. Antoine Semenyo. He's going to get his own Yeezys. You heard it here first. 2-0 up, 32 minutes in. We're going through walls because at this point, nothing matters. And haven't you seen this before? Ruben Vinagre running away because of the pace. The only issue is sometimes we don't have someone to pass to. That would have been an amazing hat trick in the FA Cup final for Antoine Semenyo after not playing for so many months. But it ends 2-0 at the break. You can see we've been just hitting them on the counter-attack. 58 possession, but no shots. That's really the thing about Alexander-Arnold not being there. We just had to watch out for Andy Robertson. I mean, Semenyo is the new right back for them, and he's got the pace, but he doesn't really have the crossing ability. And I was just greedy there. I should have just centered it to Dingo because he was completely free, but I decided not to, which maybe comes back to bite us. But we have this man in goal who wasn't with us last year, Jamal Blackman. He came up huge for us in the Premier League. Is he Premier League quality? Maybe. He's huge. Speaking of Premier League quality, we just destroyed Virgil van Dijk with Antoine Semenyo, who definitely is Premier League quality. But we still don't have that huge cushion that we need. And actually, Duncan Watmore gets injured there, and then they score off that. That is how they score. Whenever we play an FA Cup final match against Liverpool, Sadio Mane always scores one of the cheesiest goals possible. This time, 2 guys fall over each other. He falls on Duncan Watmore, who injures himself in the process. Later turns out it's a sprained knee that doesn't even make sense because he's clutching his arm. But fine, it's fine. 85 minute, 2-1. I'm really concerned at this point. I'm actually shaking and I'm yelling. But you know what I'm not shaking and yelling anymore? Because of Antoine Semenyo. That sentence didn't even make sense. But when I don't know if I have the audio for this, but it was just basically, that's all you could hear because my microphone decided, hey, what's a good time to not work? How about the final game in the season and arguably the most important thing? But whatever. As long as we got the victory, Sunderland 3, Liverpool 1, comeback complete. You've been triumphed. Andy Robertson, take that. And I was looking so much to this. I was just so excited about seeing Duncan Watmore lift this trophy. I couldn't believe it. And then this happened. Dingo Mango lifts the trophy. At least it's Dingo Mango, honestly. At least it's not someone like Billy Gilmore, who's probably going to leave the club anyway. But why is it not Duncan Watmore? Because he got injured, I guess? But in the celebration, you can actually see Duncan Watmore there. It doesn't make any sense to me. I cannot believe it's not butter. But that's fine. It ends there. I'm going to see you guys next time. We're going to be back to normal business, hopefully, if the microphone works. I'm sorry that this is kind of weird, but we're in the Premier League, boys, and that's been the goal all along. We might even have some Europa League competition. I'm not sure yet. But thank you guys as always. Don't forget to spay your pets.